Hello and welcome back to the course. In last video we have seen about the data encryption standard. In this video we are going to see the double data encryption standard and triple data encryption standard algorithms. As far as the observations of the data encryption standards are concerned, based on some observations we come up with some strength of the DES. First trend that we can see is the use of the 56-bit key. If we see this calculation 2 raised to 56 means there are possibility of generating the possible keys is 2 raised to 56, that is equal to 7.2 into 10 raised to 16 possible keys. So it becomes very difficult for the hackers or the attackers to know about the key because of these possibilities of 2 raised to 2.7 7.2 into 10 raised to 16 possibles. So when we say there is a complexity in the knowing about key, this algorithm becomes difficult for the attackers to know about the key of the encrypted algorithm. Now, next is the nature of DES algorithm. See, while designing the DES algorithm, there are various aspects that we have considered in design principles last video. So the focus was on the S boxes, as there are some functions related to the S boxes and which are necessarily must be kept in a secret way. As far as these functions are concerned, they are responsible for making the permutations, combinations, and generating the secret keys, or the that means iterative keys in 16 different rounds. So naturally, when we say there are some S boxes design, this particular nature of this particular DES becomes more complex. So it is becomes difficult for the attackers to know about the S boxes. Third is a timing attacks. Timing attack is nothing but a time to know about the plain text or the key. So the attacker has a focus on the timing required or the time required for the decryption. Most of the time that in decryption, whatever the time required for getting the data, decrypting it with the help of the decrypt key. So this time, if attacker known, then they can start searching for the plain text as well as key. So in spite of this strength of the DES, there are some reasons behind that makes the DES insecure. What are those? So in July 1998, the Electronic Frontier Foundation (EFF) used the special purpose DES cracker machine, which has the cost less than $250,000, and they claim that this attack took less than 3 days, so it's very less duration and making this DES virtually worthless. So in 1998 itself, DES has got the worthless. Now, when we say double the solution for that, it is necessary to provide the solution if the one algorithm fails. The next level of algorithm is the double DES. Here, even though the DES uses a 56-bit key to encrypt any plain text, which can be easily be cracked by using the modern technologies here. Now, some modern technologies are decrypting algorithms, right? So those algorithms at that time can be used easily for over the DES, and the data can be plain text can be easily known, or the key can be easily known. So the solution for that is it was the multiple encryption to be put over the plain text. So what are the multiple encryption techniques? So first is a double DES technique, which uses a 112 bits of the key, and triple DES technique, that is uses a 168 bits of key. So these two algorithms are the substitute to the regular DES algorithm. Now about the double DES algorithm, which is uses the two instances of the DES on the same plain text, and in both instances it uses a different keys to encrypt the plain text. Uh, Next aspects about the double DES is the both keys are required at the same time at the time of decryption. Now, when we use the keys at the encryption level, the same keys are required at the decryption level. But the encryption has got the two keys, okay, for making that ciphertext out of the plain text. Now, 64-bit plain text goes into the first DES instance, which then convert into 64-bit middle text using the first key. Then it goes to the second DES instances, which gives the first 64 ciphertext by using the second key. That means two keys are being used and producing the 64-bit input plain text to the 64-bit output ciphertext. It is the most simplest form in the multiple encryption techniques, having two encryption stages and two keys. Mathematically, or we can represent this particular algorithm. Suppose a plain text P and two encryption keys K1 and K2 are there, producing the ciphertext C. So ciphertext can be represented in terms of the encryption algorithm. This one, E K2 E K1 P, and the decryption requires the keys to be applied in a reverse order, generating the plain text P. So this can be the decryption algorithm generating the plain text from the K1 and K2 keys. Two keys are used. Now, the reason behind again there is a next level requirement for the encrypted data to be used with the triple DES. Triple DES has got the specialty of adopting the two keys at a time for encryption as well as decryption, or three keys. So the reason behind replacing this double DES by the triple DES is that there are some encryption key problem is there. That means when we say there is a 56-bit key is there, and the decryption is also with the 56 key. So then there has to have some difference between the DES and the double DES. But in this particular double DES, if you see this particular structure, encryption and decryption structure, the K1 and K2 two keys are being preferred. So here the encryption is two level. That means two types of encryption, two times encryption is being done and producing the ciphertext. So ciphertext is again decrypted to produce a plain text with the help of two stages of decryptions and two different keys. Even though this process produces the same key of 56 byte, 56 bit, but there has to have some improvements in the encryption level. Now, in triple DES, there are some intermediate stage, that is E encryption, D decryption, again encryption. Now here there are three stages are being referred and two different keys. Now triple DES can be used in the two ways. First is a two key with the help of two keys, and second is with the help of three keys. Now here this is an example of the two key algorithm. Here the plain text is being encrypted first, decrypted next, and again encrypted to produce the ciphertext. In reverse order, the decryption processes with the ciphertext with the decryption first, then again encryption and again decryption to produce the plain text. Now here the two keys are being generated, two keys are being differently used at two different encryption levels. So because of which the complexity of the plain text becomes more and more, because of which the timing or the possibility of decryption is less, as well as the attack timing will be more. Now, why not double DES? The reason behind is not the same as some other single DES can be used. Now, double DES is same if we go for the K1 is equal to K2. Here in this case, the encryption algorithm can be represented in terms of EK2 is equal to EK2 EK1P with the EK3P. Proved it is in 1992. This particular algorithm is being generated in 1992, but have to meet in the middle attack in 1977. So works against any block encryption cipher. The aspects for the double encryption and double DES is since x is which is generated as even ek1p is equal to dk2c. So here the attack by encrypting p with all keys and store, then decrypt c with the keys and match x value can show takes 2 raised to 15 steps. So there is no improvement. Here in this case, the generating the plain text or the key size is will be easy. Now, the solution for that is a triple DES with two keys. Hence, there must be the triple encryption. Three encryption types can be or adopted with the help of three distinct keys. But we can use two keys with an EDE sequence. Now, the ciphertext can be represented with the help of this equation, that is EK1, DK2, EK1P. So this ciphertext which is generated by EDE sequence. Specialty is no encrypt decrypt equivalent in the security. If K1 is equal to K2, then can work with the single DES. Now here in this case, single, if you want to choose the single DES operation, then we just simply need to make a two keys equal. And this particular triple DES is standardized in the standard on CX 9.17 and ISO 8732. Another thing is about the triple DES with two keys, no current known practical attack is reported. So there are brute forces key searches for 2 raised to 112 possibilities of that keys, which is resulted into 5 into 10 raised to 33 probabilities. Now again there is a estimated differential cryptanalysis which exists 10 raised to 52. So the cryptanalysis has got some criteria to make out certain decryption possible, and which requires some kind of range in which it can decrypt. In Markle and Hellman in 1981, the 2 raised to 56 chosen plain text and cipher text pair have been used. In 1994, this particular equation is being generated that we can that means the expected running time of the attack is in the order of 2 raised to 56 into 2 raised to 64 upon n, that is equivalent to 2 raised to 120 minus log of n raised to, where n is a known plain text. Now triple DES can be easily understood with the help of this block diagram. First is the original plain text is given as a first encryption stage, where with the help of K1 the ciphertext 1 is generated. Ciphertext 1 is decrypted again with the help of K2 key again which is generated with the ciphertext 2, and ciphertext 2 is again encrypted to generate the final ciphertext with the help of K1 key. So this is a triple DES with the help of two keys. Now, although are no practical attacks on two keys, triple DES have some indications. So what are those indications? Can use a triple DES with the three keys to avoid any even these attacks on the double key DES. So that is a cipher that we can generate is a EK3, DK2, EK1P. So here in this case, the complexity rises when we put more encryptions and length of that key. So it has been adapted by some internet applications, like example PGP or MIMA. So triple DES with three keys is represented by this block diagram. So this block diagram shows there are three keys are being used, K1, K2 and K3 at three different encryptions. So this happens at the encryption level. So first original plain is given to the first level encryption with the help of K1. Again ciphertext 1 is generated. Again ciphertext is given to the next is encryption instead of decryption. Then K2 is used, and again ciphertext 2 is generated, which is given to the encryption with the help of 3 K3. This again ciphertext final ciphertext is being generated. Now this is the more complex in terms of making use of the different keys in the encryption level itself. So hope you are understood about this DES algorithms, uh, double and triple algorithms. So we will discuss in question answer sessions. Thanks for watching.